I want to go to your rivals a little bit, the Dodgers. We've had Max Muncy on here. We've had some Dodger guys on here, and they all say, oh, the Padres, they're kind of not really our rival. But I was there in 22 when you got a huge hit against them to win that series in San Diego, and you guys beat them and sent them home. How do you feel about that rivalry? Because I feel like it's a great rivalry, and I've done Dodger Padre games this year. I love it. It's like the best atmosphere, especially in San Diego. It's the best atmosphere. I mean, heck, I was there for the Royals on Saturday. Y'all had 43,000 people every night. San Diego's got to be top 3 parks to watch, especially when Dodgers come in.
Yeah, I mean, it was sold out the other night against the Nationals on a Tuesday night. I mean, it's the fans there. I mean, obviously the weather and the stadium are amazing, but I mean, they show up every night to cheer us on. And I think, ever since I've been here, it just seems like every year it continues to just get better and better. And I mean, I think you see the way we play on the field as well, like that, them being there every night. And I mean, it's 42,000 just behind us. I mean, it's a huge advantage for us. But no, to the rivalry thing, I think, it was funny. I saw the clip of Jackson was on Mookie's podcast when we played them a few weeks ago, and I think they said it best, man. It's a rivalry, yes, but it's just two really good teams that just want to win and want to play good baseball, and they just want to beat the other team. It's not like this, those old Red Sox Yankees rivalries where it's like a fist fight every night. It's one of those rivalries. It's two really good teams with really good players on each side. And I think just the competitiveness of each side and each guy on the teams, we just want to go out there and beat them.
All right, so I got to ask, there's a couple questions I have about this. One, do you hate the Dodgers? Do you hate the Dodgers as a player? Do you hate not saying you hate Mookie, but do you hate the blue and the fans? Because I know as a White Sox, I didn't hate the Cubs players, but I did. Well, there was a couple I did, but I hated more of like the thought of the Cubs, right? So as a Padre, do you hate the Dodgers, not the players? Because Mookie, Freddie, those guys are great. But I mean, do you hate the thought of the Dodgers versus the Padres?
That's a tough one. It's weird. I think if early in my career, maybe, but now I think it's I've come to each team and each stadium we play in with their fans is so unique, and it's a different experience. I think everywhere we go is so cool. Seeing how fan bases have their own team's backs. I think we've done a good job of not saying, oh, we hate this team, we hate this team. We just want to go out there and win every night, no matter who we're playing. Obviously, it is heightened more when we play them because they're in our division. And if we want to win the division, we gotta beat them. And I think that's just the hard truth.
Okay, so then Joe Kelly came on here yesterday on the show, and we asked him. I said, if you could play for the Astros, who he hates, the Athletics, the White Sox, the Rockies, or the Padres. The Padres were the first team he eliminated. He's like, Padres out. Even before we even got started, he's like, Padres out, right? And he ended up picking the Rockies. Out of those 5 teams, he said, I'd rather pick the Rockies than the other 4. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's how Dodger guys feel about the Padres, some of them at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a person-by-person basis. Do I want to beat them every night? 100%. I want to go out there and beat them 10-0. I want to beat them 1-0. A win's a win. I don't know. It's a hard question.
Well, you got that, and then you got what Muncy said on here a couple days ago about how the Dodgers only have one rival, and it's the Giants. Which I know you can be political on here and say that, but that's gotta eat at you a little bit. It's got to be talked about in the clubhouse a little bit.
No, I mean, I think you look at history between those two teams, and yeah, it's way more significant, probably in the course of since they've been around. Those teams have had some huge battles, but I think for us, as a group, viewing us versus the Dodgers, yeah, I mean, over the last 5 years, like it's been a battle every single year against those guys. You know, we beat them in 22 in the playoffs. They beat us last year in the playoffs and go on to win the World Series. So yeah, I think between us two within the last handful of years, like that's for sure a rivalry.
Can I just say that you've been very politically correct throughout all these questions? No billboard material. Nothing. Those were great answers.
True. But before you go, now also I want to say this. Joe Kelly did say that he wishes the Padres and the Dodgers could play in the World Series because last year the two best teams were the Padres and the Dodgers, and he thought that was World Series worthy. So I mean, I know it won't happen because of the way the playoffs are set up, but I kind of agree with him. You guys were probably the second best team. And by the way, I hate to bring this up, but you guys had them. You had them. Yeah, I know it's baseball and you never know, but gosh, I thought y'all had them.
Yeah, that one hurt. I mean, that's I think everybody in our clubhouse, like the way we played in the second half. I mean, I don't think I'd never been around a group that was more confident going into the postseason than ours last year, and I think it was just the way we were playing, the way we matched up against teams that we were playing or potentially going to play in the playoffs. From a starting pitching standpoint, from a bullpen standpoint, which was our bullpen in the second half was unstoppable. They just they beat us in those last two games. That was it, man. They matched up really well, and they threw their guys out there, and that was like the perfect example of like the old quote, "It's just baseball." Like that's gonna happen.
FT fam, did you know that Huel has sold over 500 million meals around the world, and now it is your turn to try it. While I drink it.
Drink up, Scott, so I can discuss Huel and how I love it. I had some for breakfast this morning. I like to drink it post-workout because of the protein included in it. It always tastes delicious, whether it's strawberry, banana, chocolate, vanilla, whatever the flavor is. It tastes like a dessert, honestly. It should not taste as good as it does.
I agree. New customers get 15% off plus a free gift at Huel.com when you use the FT code. That is FOUL, F-O-U-L, at Huel.com/FOUL. Don't miss out. Try Huel today for a perfectly balanced meal. If you miss a meal, if you're looking for a little protein boost, you just saw me drinking the Black Edition ready to drink. There's the vanilla flavor. I love what the chocolate brings to the table. It's really damn good. So give it a shot, FT fam. 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with the code FOUL. The Washington Nationals were they said something along the lines of fleeced on the trade with obviously Soto moving over to you guys. You spent some time with Soto. So your thoughts to that and how that era played out. And then I will actually point out the aftermath of how eventually the Pods trade Soto. One of the pieces that returned was Michael King, who's been a number one starter when he's on the mound, when he's healthy for you guys. So your thoughts on the little playful poke?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it in the moment, I think any team back in 2022 when you could have got anybody was on the block for Juan Soto, like when you have a player of that caliber and you have the ability to get him, as a GM, it's hard to say no. I mean, he'd been probably top 3 player in baseball since he had been in the league at the point, and it's like, man, we're getting a guy who's going to change this lineup from the minute he gets there. And you're not only getting him for, just after the trade deadline and he's hitting free agency the next year, you're getting from the next year as well. So it's like, you can say now, a few years down the road, like, oh yeah, the trade, this and that. But to your point, like, we got Michael King, we got Randy Vasquez, who's been incredible for us this year. Those pieces that we got, you look down the line, like we end up getting Dylan Cease, we end up getting these guys, and yes, the Nationals got 5 great players, and they're all probably going to have really good careers, and 3 of them are off to really great starts this year. It's hard to say, but I think the pieces we got in return are really, really good, and they've contributed for us in an awesome way.
Jake, is the NL West the best division in baseball?
Whew. I mean, this is my 6th year now, and since I've been in,
Well, take out the Rockies. Take out the Rockies. The other 4 teams, the best 4. Take out the Rockies.
I mean, I would say yes. I mean, you look at the last, 5 years, I would say yes. I mean, we were in the NLCS in 22. The D-backs are in the World Series in 23. The Dodgers win the World Series last year. And you look at how competitive this division is. I mean, it's not just one team or 2 teams that are kind of just, taking over, those top 3 spots. I mean, it's those 4 teams, us, the Dodgers, the D-backs, and the Giants. Like, the Giants had 105 wins in 21. I mean, I would say, yeah. I mean, the starting pitching in this division is just outrageous.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.